Is Steve better in Smash Bros. Or in Minecraft? With Steve's recent addition to the Smash roster, it's got me a little curious. Did Sakurai and team buff the guy, or did they limit his true power? So today we're putting both versions head to head to see which one is truly the best. And hey, that red sub button is at 300% with one stock left, so make sure to meteor strike it for a sudden death win. It's free, and it helps out a ton. Now before we get to any kind of subjective declaration of which one's better, we have to judge them on all the categories that makes a Steve, including movement, building, mining, crafting, and of course, pure strength. Starting off, why don't we check out how these two candidates move around. Fortunately, since the new stage added to Smash for Minecraft is block-based, we're able to count this out pretty easily, giving us a pretty one-to-one comparison. Now, other creators have tested the movement speed in Minecraft a bunch of different times, so I won't bore you too much with the details of the testing. But for our purposes today, all you've got to know is that the base metrics in Java Edition clock in at a walking speed of 4.3 blocks per second and a sprinting speed of 5.6 blocks per second. And then, to check the numbers for our Smash competitor, what we can do is open up a new Minecraft stage with the Smash Bros. Omega form, and then time how long it takes him to walk from one edge of the map right over to the other. Although, worth noting is that in Smash Bros, there does seem to be more than just two different distinct travel speeds, since after all, it is controlled by a joystick. Looking at our data, we had about 3 different ones stand out: a slow stroll, a medium walk, and a fast sprint. Which, for the sake of comparison, we'll only look at those last two. We get 3.5 and 8 blocks per second respectively for those two different metrics. Surprisingly, even though Smash's walk doesn't stack up to Minecraft, his sprint run is worth all of the different action lines and particle effects it gets. It's definitely faster than the Minecraft version. But with that said, we're obviously not just limited to moving horizontally. We've also got plenty of different ways to move with a space button. For the Minecraft man, that's super easy to track. It's just a simple metric of 1.25 blocks per jump. And I want to note that even though he jumps over only one block at a time, his jump isn't one block, since he needs clearance over the block to actually land on top, getting us 1.25 blocks. But all those clarifications do not even matter when we put it against the massive leaps we see in Smash Bros. In this game, he can jump 2 blocks at his maximum if you're smack dab against the wall, which is an impressive feat. But throw in the fact that we can press that jump button again for a double jump, and that number climbs up to around 3.5 blocks at the apex, putting everything we did in Minecraft to shame. But unfortunately, that transition from 3D to 2D was not kind to his different forms of transportation. You see here, if we look at his Elytra and minecart options, they only have one directional path they can travel in, and for a measly amount of time at that. Compare that to the absolute range we can get out of those same items in Minecraft, and the movement category starts to get a bit more interesting. I mean, people use the Elytra in Minecraft to fly over the end void gaps. It really doesn't stack up the same when you're looking at it in Smash. So, with those in the mix, the score for this section seems to even out a bit. Although, worth noting is that since PvP more often than not comes down to physical movement rather than wings and carts that you got in your inventory, I'd say Smash still has the advantage here. Switching gears, building is actually one of the most central mechanics to Minecraft PvP, and it rightfully makes an appearance in both games. And while the juxtaposition here does seem obvious, I was surprised that the case here isn't as open and shut as I thought it would be. You see, clearly the Minecraft version has a lot more possibilities. I mean, you can use more than 4 blocks to build, that's a start. And then you can also build in 3 dimensions, another plus. Oh yeah, and the blocks that you place are gonna last more than a few seconds. That's probably the biggest point for Minecraft Steve. All of these bonuses come together to give a huge advantage in pro techniques like speed bridging and the like, which when you look at it in PvP, it's a must and it definitely tips the scales. So with all that on the table, what does Smash Steve possibly have to compete? Well, this. Seriously, even with all of the different Minecraft Steve prowess, he can't place a freestanding block directly beneath him. At least not in any version that I play. And this gives Smash Steve a block clutch that even some of the best players on Hypixel couldn't pull off. Granted, it's still not going to make him as good of a builder as Minecraft Steve overall, but the fact that he has this little feature that gives him an edge, I think that's kinda cool. And it's one that the Java Edition definitely does not have in its arsenal. But if placing blocks comes out with Minecraft Steve on top, then mining isn't as clean and simple. Sure, the tools that we have at our disposal do last longer than a couple of meager swings, that's a definite benefit. But we can't argue with results, which means when it comes to a fight of rounding up the materials for a battle, Smash Steve definitely comes out as the victor. Look at it, this maniac is able to pull the world's most valuable minerals from any surface he stands on. Getting diamonds from dirt is something that PC can only do in randomizers, but here he's doing it like it's nothing. It's insane, he's got the Midas touch. And moreover, the guy doesn't even need to smelt his iron or gold ores down to ingots. Just a couple of swipes of the wooden shovel or his fist, and he's able to get all of the materials that he needs. Truly, he's got some serious mining chops, and being able to do all of that without the help of fancy Haste 2 beacons or enchantments, that's gotta put Smash Steve as the mining messiah. Though I will say, any decisive victories that we saw in those last two categories do not cross over to the crafting one. Because here, as far as I can see, the two contenders are pretty neck and neck. From what I can tell, both put up virtually the same crafting speeds, especially if you use the recipe book in the PC version. And also, they both have the flaw if you get hit hard enough, you're gonna stop crafting. Really, I don't feel comfortable calling either one of these the victor for this section. There's just not enough here to fairly differentiate them. Which, I guess that draw leads us on to the final category. And with Smash Steve at a narrow lead, we're gonna need some form of definitive answer to pick out which one is the actual victor. Luckily, when it comes to strength, we can accurately gauge who's better by the health bar statistics that both games provide. Then take those raw numbers and compare what portion of their total health gets taken per hit between the two versions, which we'll see pretty clearly when we look at Steve's sword attacks in Smash. These include his neutral attack and neutral aerial, a forward tilt, as well as his edge and floor attacks respectively, which is a big range of different moves and data to look at in and of itself, but we can expand that way more by adding in the crafting ability. By using some of those resources that we're so good at mining up, if we actually add those to the swords, then we're able to get 4 new variants that add us all different kinds of damage to do. Which gave us a range from wood to diamond of 4.3 to 5.8 HP per hit. Except for the floor and edge attacks, which actually have steady damage outputs regardless of the sword type. For some reason. I don't know why you'd upgrade it for those attacks. Unfortunately for Smash, even without that same diverse move pool, Minecraft Steve handles his sword so much better than this game. Sure, the way he swings his sword is fairly vanilla, but you gotta look at that damage to see just how much it stands out. Without even touching important parts of Minecraft's PvP scene like the enchantments, critical hits, or even 1.16's netherite, this Steve can deal 7 points of damage with a diamond sword. Now folks, that's 35% of the total health in an unarmed noob, and it puts the 7.6% of a total health bar you can do with Smash Steve's edge attack to shame. Clearly the OG Steve is a better swordsman, but maybe we stand a better chance for Smash if we use the axe attacks. I mean, they're stronger in the main game, so why shouldn't they be here? And to its credit, they are stronger than the swords. The up tilt and up aerial options in Smash Bros can do around 2 times the damage of Steve's sword attacks. And hey, without being bogged down by that massive attack cooldown that axes have in 1.9, these are definitely a more formidable pick. Though again, it seems that even though the axe attacks in Java Edition are so much slower than the Smash counterpart, the true damage that they do puts it all to rest. With every hit in that base game, we're doing over 6 times the percentage of damage that they deal in the platform brawler. And for the sake of being thorough, yes, even though the attacks with the pickaxe in Smash Bros are much stronger than some of his sword and axe attacks, this weapon still doesn't stack up to the Minecraft counterpart. But where Steve really picks up his ground is in the grab attacks. Unlike his Minecraft cousin, here we can do insane amounts of damage with seemingly mundane items, such as the fishing rod and the piston, which in current versions of Minecraft do 0 red damage, and they're really just good for moving around your foe. But Smash Bros turns these items from a nuisance into multi-hit totals that even outperform its own tool attacks. And believe me, when you can do more damage with a fishing hook than you can with a sword, something's totally off. That said, the Smash Stars anvil isn't up to snuff. And really, how could it have stood a chance? With a max damage in our testing of 15.1%, that's nothing compared to the 200% we can clock in on the PC version. No joke, setting a Minecraft anvil up 21 blocks or higher can get instant overkill territory. In Smash, it's a mild inconvenience, but in Java Edition, it's a death sentence. But hey, maybe that's just because the people in Smash are already used to getting crushed by 100-ton weights. It's just a common occurrence over there. Okay, going back to the drawing board, maybe there's something we can do with Steve's multi-hit attacks that actually put him on par. And sure, while his down tilt flint and steel and up smash magma block do clock in both higher than Diamond Sword, they're nowhere near as close to the relentlessness that they do in the PC version. In that game, they only put up 5% of Steve's health bar per hit, but the thing is, they're doing it constantly, dealing damage every half a second. Even the lava bucket in Smash doesn't put up a consistent stream of pain like that. Truly, whether you've got Fire Tick enabled or not, it looks like Minecraft Steve is the bastion of strength. But wait, isn't there something I'm forgetting? The final smash attack? That's gotta do more damage than anything in Minecraft, right? Well, no, not even close. Even if you manage to hit your opponent with the huge piston, push them through all of that different animation and build-up, the creepers, the house exploding, everything. A simple block of TNT and a creeper in Minecraft's hard mode throws up more than 21 times the damage of the Minecraft House of Boon in Smash. Which that, along with all our other data today, proves that even though it's definitely awesome to have Steve in Smash, it might be better to leave the PvP for PC. And with that, folks, make sure to launch that subscribe button like a sandbag, and have a good one, alright?